right. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or wherever you are in the world. Rather, joining us in this very special event that we have prepared for everyone. So I will be your host for tonight. Name is TJ Olive, and I just hope that you guys will have a good time as much as we will do. So to start off, Yes Fam Philippines is proud to present to you Yes Talk. And this is a Zoom event, as you guys are here, that is inspired by TED Talk with the vision of showcasing motivational individuals that would inspire the Yes family community with their ideas worth spreading. I know that a lot of you guys have seen, the posters that we have posted on Facebook and as well on other social media platforms. And I know that you're all excited to hear from our speakers that we have invited from all around the globe to talk about our theme for the day, which is entitled Quarantine, a Time of Healing. This is to help inspire our family and also a continuation of celebration of the 2-year anniversary of the Yes Fam community. Now, this event is also it will serve as a donation drive for UNICEF Philippines COVID-19 response. Now, let us all please watch a short video regarding this. So again, everyone, if this would serve as a donation drive for UNICEF Philippines COVID-19 response, and I encourage everyone to donate whatever you can, whether big or small, because it would really be a great help to everyone who really need it, most especially in these trying times that we have. So you can donate online at donate.unicef.ph. Again, that's donate.unicef.ph. Okay, so before we begin with this program, we would just like to establish some rules and regulations for all of us to follow, and I would really appreciate it if everyone would, comply regarding this. So first of all, no pens. Please do not write on the screen because everyone is or want to have a good time and be inspired. Okay? And second of all, no hate speech, nudity, and bullying of any forms. Audience microphones should be mute at all times during the event except permitted by the host. Turn your cameras on to show support and appreciation to our speakers. Disturbance of any form will be strictly prohibited. No self-promotion and links of any kind in the Zoom chat. Avoid using animated Zoom backgrounds. Asking of questions towards the speakers should be directed to their social medias posted in the event details. Violators will be banned permanently from joining in any Yes Fam Talks events that would happen in the future. So to kick off, let us all please welcome Mr. Levin Landingin, who is the brains behind this event, to give his opening speech for all of us.
Hey everyone, welcome to YesFamxTALKS. We are much excited to share to every one of you different stories of hope and inspiration. I know that these last few months have been very hard for us. It's been hard to connect, to feel the physical connection when we needed it most, which has been limited by the virus. We were told to isolate and distance ourselves from each other. It's a struggle for everyone. But here we are, united in this battle together as one family. No matter who you are, what race, religion, ethnicity, no matter how rich or poor you are, it doesn't matter. If you're a celebrity or just a normal person, we are all affected by this virus. But we are given the chance to take an action, to come together as one spirit, to uplift each other, to give hope to those who need it most. We are all brothers and sisters, hand in hand. We can get through this together. I want to share this quote from Mother Teresa. She said that it's it's not about how much you do, but how much love you put in what you do that counts. And this, my friends, is an act of love we want to share with everyone. I know that quarantine sucks, but I also believe that this could be a time of healing. So, I hope everyone will enjoy this event and be inspired from the next series of talks. I would want to express my gratitude to UNICEF Philippines for giving us the opportunity to help in the way we can. Thank you also to YesFam Meetups, YesFam Philippines. Thank you to our speakers tonight for their unselfish devotion to share their stories. Big thanks and his team for supporting this project. For now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the event. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Levin. Now, moving on, let us kick it off with a short intermission to rendition us Mr. Healy After Dark.
So okay, from the start, my name is Healy. I'm Healy After Dark, and I'm way over from the Philippines, and I'm an artist and upcoming. So this song I'm gonna sing to you guys, it's been interpreted for a lot of times in the whole world, but to me what it means is it's about life is nothing but a dream, and I mean that in a good way. And what I mean by that is that you should live your life to the fullest, because at the end of the day, whatever you're going through right now, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. What matters is you live your life the way you want it to be, pursue your passion, and yeah, pretty much it. So this song is called Northern Downpour by Panic at the Disco. If all the life is but a dream, fantastic pose and greed, then we should feed our jewelry to the sea. For diamonds do appear to be just like broken glass to me. And then she said she can't believe genius only comes along in storms of fabled foreign tongues, tripping eyes and flooded lungs. A northern downpour sends its love. Hey moon, please forget to fall down. Hey moon, don't you go down. Sugar cane in the easy morning, where the veins my one and lonely. The ink is running toward the page, and it's cheesing off. The days look back at both feet, and that winding me. I missed your skin when you were east. Well, you clicked your heels and you wished for me then. Through playful lips made a yarn, that fragile Capricorn unraveled words like moths upon old scars. I know the world's a broken bone, but melt your headaches, call it home. Hey moon, please forget to fall down. Hey moon, don't you go down. Sugar cane in the easy morning, where the veins my one and lonely. Everybody now. Sugar cane in the easy morning, where the veins my one and lonely. Sugar cane in the easy morning, where the veins my one and lonely. Sugar cane in the easy morning, where the veins my one and lonely. Hey moon, please forget to fall down. Hey moon, don't you go down. You are at the top of my lungs, drawn to the ones who never yawn. Hey moon, please forget to fall down. Hey moon, don't you go down. You are at the top of my lungs, drawn to the ones who never yawn. Alright, thank you very much. Let's keep the show going.
All right, thank you so much, Healy, for that very wonderful song. And again, reminding guys to please turn off your microphones during this event. And also for those who would be donating to UNICEF, you could send your proof of payment to Miss Dale Legaspi through her messenger, just a screenshot or a photo of your donation. All right, now moving on to our event proper. I would like to say sorry to everyone who, wanted to hear from this speaker talk, because he's someone that I know a lot of you guys know, but he won't be able to join us tonight because he had some personal issues to attend to. So let's move on to the first speaker for the night, Miss Molly Taylor. She is an advocate for making a positive change in the world. And at just 20 years old, she has moved countries alone in pursuit of happiness, and will speak to help you overcome mental struggles, physical challenges, and push you towards your wildest dream. Everyone, let us all please give a warm welcome to Miss Molly Taylor.
Hey everyone, I'm sorry that I can't be there tonight. I have been feeling pretty overwhelmed at the moment and wanted to participate in this live event so badly. But I needed to put myself first and get some much needed rest. But before I start, I want to thank you for attending, and I hope we can speak soon. The unity in community. I must admit, I feel really quite nervous and anxious and scared right now, because I'll be honest, I haven't prepared much for this talk, and whilst I've done podcasts, IGTVs, and even had the goal of speaking next year at the TED Talk, here I am, palms sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. I get that's a bad joke, but all jokes aside, without you guys sitting at home watching this, the crew behind this event, YesFam Sydney, I would not be standing here right now, seeking discomfort and continuing this talk despite the fact I'm scared and slightly unprepared. This goes to show how important community is in someone's life. It not only provides us with a sense of belonging, togetherness, and somewhere to socialise, it gives us reassurance, power, and the courage to overcome our fears, to continue on even when you don't feel like it, like I am right now in this very moment. And I'd like to take a moment to thank you for being here and to encouraging each and every one of us. This isn't the first time that community has impacted my life. A year ago, I moved to Australia alone and had to restart my life all over. For the first time in my life, I had no sense of community, no friends, no family, and was even made homeless at one point, and I even had no social interaction with anyone for months. And little did I know that a few months later, I was going to be diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and anxiety. A diagnosis that, when I heard those words, I dropped to the floor in disbelief and in pain. That after years of suffering, I had finally been told why I was having these panic attacks, flashbacks, and suicidal thoughts. But what hit me even worse was the fact that I had no shoulder to cry on, no one to hug, and no one to hold. Sorry. It was until this point in my life that I realised community is not just a definition for a group of people with similar interests, like the YesFam, but it's a necessity in one's life, in your life. It impacts not just me, but you physically, emotionally, and psychologically. In fact, community improves our mental health. Knowing we're so important to others is just one of the most critical factors in forgetting those negative aspects in our lives. This made me think, and I'm sure it can relate to you guys, that when I personally attend YesFam Sydney meetups, for even just 48 hours after it's finished, I feel elated, overjoyed, and have a spring in each step I take because it impacts my psychological well-being so much. So right now, please let's take a moment to remember a meetup, or if you haven't been to one, just a time with friends that made you so happy that you couldn't stop smiling even after the event. That feeling you have right now, those butterflies, is exactly what community is and why it is so important. Community is even more than this. Community unites us to each other as well as ourselves. Remember that we are with no one but ourselves for the rest of our lives, so we also need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves as much as the communities we're care for. Without the YesFam community, which I belong to, which you belong to, I genuinely don't think that I would be standing here today, knowing my worth and recovered from PTSD, which at one point I was told I would never heal from. I have been a part of this community for over a year, and already, every day, I'm fulfilled because I know that it's not just me that's been able to overcome tough times, but with the help of you guys, so many thousands more. Go and scroll through the Global YesFam page after this for yourselves and see how many people have been impacted by this community. We might be part of a really positive community right now, but we have to remember that not everyone feels like they are part of a community, just like I didn't a year ago, and especially now during these uncertain times. There are 7 billion people on this earth whom are all biologically connected, but yet so disconnected. So, if there's one thing you can take from this talk, I want you to go and message someone new. Tell them they're loved, tell them they're worthy, and they have someone to talk to. I challenge you to seek discomfort and tell someone about this community and how it's impacted your life in hope they will also unite with us. Thank you. Good night.
All right, so thank you so much, Molly, for that very inspiring talk. And I know that a lot of us, get something or has got something from her talk that we apply to ourselves, especially at this moment in COVID where we're like separated from other people and it's just kind of ourselves. So that really helped us a lot. All right, now moving on to our next speaker for the night. I know a lot of you guys have known this person because he has been featured in one of Yes Year's episode, spinning the globe and flying wherever it lands, and it did a Great Barrier Reef. So all the way from Brisbane, Australia, he does traffic control. He loves getting out and going on adventures as much as he can. He has got a dog named Dee, and he names the world to him. He thinks of himself as a very optimistic and positive person. So everyone, let us all please give a warm welcome to Mr. Luke Muir.
How are you all? Yeah, name's Luke. I'm from Brisbane, Australia. Obviously, you guys might know me from the video, but I'd just like to say I'm so thankful for like I met Yester and I met all you guys. Like you guys are all legends, like in your own kind. Like I've made friends for life, including like the boys from Yester and friends I've met. But I'd like to share with you a little like story. Some of you might have already heard it from the video. But in 2013, I'll start off. Hi, I'd like to introduce myself. My name's Luke. I unfortunately had a bad accident in 2013 which caused brain damage. But I'm excited to share with you all today about how this accident has changed me for the better. I hope I can bring some inspiration to you all. My backstory is that I grew up with my mother, spending about 6 years with her. This wasn't the best for me, so I moved in with my dad. When I was about 6 years old, it was the best thing, exactly what I needed. So life hasn't always been easy, I guess. But then in 2013, it happened. I was having a great night with some mates. I got on a skateboard and tried to do a trick, and it ended up falling onto my head and ended up in a coma for 5 weeks. And which affected me pretty badly. So like my whole left side is pretty much paralyzed, like my arm and my leg. But like it's getting a lot better. I was rushed to Caloundra Hospital and then airlifted to the Gold Coast where I spent the most of the time. Because of the fall and where I hit my head, I was put into a induced coma. So the doctors gave me 3% chance to survive. As they could not stop the swelling from the brain. The doctors had a meeting with my family telling them they do not expect me to survive. My family visited each day hoping there would just be another day, and there was. Eventually my brain stopped swelling, didn't stop, but it was not over. The doctors needed to assess how much damage was done. I stayed in the coma for 5 weeks. I stayed in hospital for 6 months, getting visits daily from my dad plus all of my family. That's why I woke up. I really believe it was from all the love and support around me. My auntie wrote a book each day, like a little diary, and that pretty much like that's every day that I was in hospital, and I read back on that each year the anniversary. Yeah. I need to learn the basics of life again, learning to walk, talk, swim, eat normal. The accident has a big impact on parts of my life. Example, physical. I've got pretty bad wrist injury, congestive. Example, attention span, memory, sense of smell, taste, hear, feel. I keep wearing the bed. No, that's only a joke. I was just joking. One of the hardest things after getting out of rehab is to return to normal life, which example like work and all that kind of thing. But my first job I had was working for Heart Kids Australia, which was like I was just walking around handing out snack boxes for kids that had heart disease. And I learned a lot about that, like realizing that people have injuries that are lifelong and they're born with that and they can't do anything about that. So like I try to go out, get out and help as many people as possible because just simply I know what it's like to, nearly lose your life. So I go out there and help. Yeah, and then I got a job as a traffic controller, as you guys know, which obviously led me to meeting Yes Theory and just, being happy all the time, trying to live life each day. Like you got to keep on living. But like life is pretty good. While not everything is perfect, we can focus on constant betterness. Like we can just keep going with ourselves, and we make friends. You know what I mean? Like you make friends, you hang on to that friend because they're there for you if you ever need them. Like you take one step at a time. Being that, like failure is an important part of the journey to success. That's what I believe. It is not like it's not what happens to you; it's where you're going. Like you can stop if something bad happens to you. You can stop and like give up everything, but like you got to just keep on going because if you stop, you're not going to get anywhere. Like if you fail, keep going. You're not going to fail every time. Like you need to just keep on going. And I'm thankful I'm lucky enough to share this with you all. Please wear a helmet if you're on a skateboard and just be very sensible. And thanks for listening. I'm thankful that I'm able to share this with all you guys. And I was pretty nervous about doing this, so like, yeah, I wrote down some things, tried to memorize, but memory's not 100%, but it's getting there. Like, but yeah, thank you. These are all legends.
All right, let's all give a warm applause to Luke because he has shared something really inspiring for every one of us. And I know that we've had a sort of thing, or like we've saw some parts of this story, but this is like a more in-depth feel to it. And I know that we could take away a lot of things from what he said. What stuck to me is failure is an important part to succeed. So I hope that everyone has all got something from that. So before we move on to our program, I just want to sort of lighten up the mood since that it was kind of a heavy, transition. So let's give a warm welcome to Mr. John Paulo for just a short intermission for us.
Hello everyone. So I'm Paolo. I'm not as good as Healy, I think, but I can always follow me in my IG account. It's at Yours Truly Music PH. So my first song is, I think it's for every one of us who wants to have peace. This is my own rendition of One Day. Sometimes I let another move. I thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray and take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but they're never gonna get me down. Those negativity surround. I know someday we'll all turn around. 'Cause all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't have to fight no more. There'll be no more wars and the children will play. One day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day. It's not about win or lose, because we all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood-drenched pavements keep on moving till the waters stay raging. In this maze you could lose your way, your way. It's not you crazy, but don't let it face you in a way, in a way. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but it never gonna get me down. 'Cause when negativity surround, I know someday it will all turn around. 'Cause all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't have to fight no more. There'll be no more wars and the children will play. One day, one day, one day. Whoa, one day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day. So I hope you all like that very short rendition of One Day. Again, I'm Paolo. I'm at Yours Truly Music page. You can follow me at IG and on Facebook. So I'm gonna have my last song for tonight, and maybe some of you won't know it because it's an OPM artist, but of course an English song. It's a song about differences and unity in difference. Yeah. So this is a song by Francis Magalona, a legend in OPM. And the title of this song is Kaleidoscope World. So bear with me. So many faces, so many races, different voices, different choices. Some are mad while others laugh. Some live alone with no better half. Others grieve while others curse. While others smile behind a big black hearse. Some are sober while some are wasted. Some are rich because of fate. Some are poor with no food on their plate. Some are friends and some are foes. Some have some while some have more. Every color and every hue is represented by me and you. Take a slide in the slow, in the light, in the kaleidoscope, spin around, make it twirl. In this kaleidoscope world. Some are great and some are few. Others lie while some tell the truth. Some say poems and some do sing. Others sing through their guitar strings. You can talk having your fun. Some are hurt and start to cry. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. Some are friends and some are foes. Some have some while some have most. Every color and every hue is represented on me and you. Take a slide in slow. Take a look in the kaleidoscope, spin around, make it swirl. In this kaleidoscope world. Every color and every hue is represented by me and you. Take a slide in the slow. Take a look in the kaleidoscope, spin around, make it swirl. In this kaleidoscope world. In this kaleidoscope world. So that was Kaleidoscope World again by Mr. Francis Magalona. I'm Paolo. Please follow me on with that with my name below. It's at yours truly music ph. I'm down at IG and Facebook. Please follow me. That was my last song. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Paolo. Such a great voice and such a good rendition of both songs. And again, I would just like to remind everyone that this is also a donation drive for you in the Philippines COVID-19 response, and you could donate online at donate.unicef.ph. Again, at donate.unicef.ph. Whether big or small, it would be a great help to those who really need it the most, especially in these trying times. Okay, now let's move on to our third speaker for the night. He is very creative, passionate, a quirky person that loves to be around people and get to know them. Some people say that he really emits a positive, sparkling energy, and you would actually really see this in his speech. And he believes strongly that having an impact on other people will have them leave an impact on someone else on their turn. He is a dreamer and he aspires to inspire. He wants to leave a positive footprint on this world. He's gone through a lot of growth in the past few years that has led him to be the person that he is today. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mr. Cedric Dalbaki.
Hello everyone. So, Cedric Dalbaki, Cedric Dalbeke. Thank you for that introduction, and I'm ready to start my speech now. Today, I want to talk about a certain word. But not just a word. This is a word that will be with you throughout your entire life. This is a word that doesn't change, but of which the meaning does change. This is a word that evolves with every experience you go through in life. This is a word that is different for each and every one of us. Identity. I want to talk about the I of identity, but also about the you and how you can discover that universe of self-discovery inside of you. And side by side, we will unravel the beauty and potential that lies inside you. My name is Cedric. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Belgium. Some of you may know me as a frequent dancer at the living room concerts, but surprise, I'm actually more than just a dancer. As previously said, I am a dreamer that aspires to inspire. I love art, I love people, I love dancing, I love traveling, I love being inspired. I love you. I love myself. But just like every single person in this Zoom call right now, I sometimes still struggle with myself. But that doesn't hold me back, and it shouldn't hold you back. But let's go back in time for some time context. The I of identity. Small Cedric. I've always been a bit different, but not in a bad way. I wasn't a guy that loved sports or sparring with other guys. I was and still am emotional and creative. I daydreamed a lot and I was kind of living in my own head, drawing or making monsters with Kinects and playing Pokemon with self-made monsters. I was just happy. I could do everything inside of me, doing it alone. It was all fine. I wanted to become a game designer. And the fun fact is that now I want to become an architect and I want to design buildings instead of games. So as you can see, I was in my head in a good way, contrary to when I got older. Because when I got older, I got in my head with what I was saying, how I was acting, what I was wearing. I started overthinking a lot. And I know many of you probably are like that, think like that. But overthinking, it's not a bad thing. And you want to know why? You want to know why overthinking is not a bad thing? Because you and I are human. The insecurities kind of got worse because I started discovering something inside me, something new, something that gave me many questions, something beautiful inside me that was blooming, something that would change the entire course of my life. In the end of 2015, so that's around 4 years ago, I sought discomfort. I came out of the closet with my sexuality. And it was a big step. And it was difficult. But I had a community around me. See, this was a time I was on Minecraft a lot, and I had an online community that was amazing. And they were supporting me so much that I was able to fully understand myself, be myself before I could show it to the real world. So this few messages that I'm going to say now is for the few people in here right now that relate to me. If I didn't have such a community like this YesFam could potentially be for you, I wouldn't be able to have come out and be comfortable with myself. And I know it's a very hard thing, but if I can do it, you can do it too. So don't be scared. But of course, I want to include everyone. So in general, I want to say that the best thing that you can do when it comes to figuring yourself out is talking about it with other people, questioning it in healthy ways. But most importantly, not hiding the real you from the real world. Don't be scared. But actually, Many good things followed me out of that closet when I left it. And one of the biggest things was growth. As I grew older and I grew more confident, I started understanding who I was and what my values were. I found my passions in art and in people. And it reached its highest peak when I was picked to give the graduation speech in front of 300 people. I talked to grandparents, to fathers, to the administration, to students. It was a very, very big seek discomfort for me. But the thing is, guys, I showed them that my sexuality is just a small part of me. What really defines me and what really defines us is who we are, what we do, where we stand for, how we act, and so much more. The same year as this graduation speech, I also discovered Yes Theory. I found out about it and it got me so inspired, and I wanted to go on all these adventures and get all these experiences. I found it all. I found it all in the YesFam, my second family. I've grown so much. I've grown so much from the point that I started YesFam and I started saying yes more. It's so incredible, guys, if you just let go of a fear together with a person, because shared experiences just make bonding so much stronger. The friendship you create is so deep. It's worth it. The YesFam also fueled my passions even more because they showed me much appreciation for my art. In my art, I like to show my emotions, show the dynamics, show a balance in chaos. Nice echo for dramatic effect there. I've also become a ton more social since I joined. But guys, this was the eye of identity. Now let's go over to what's really important. Let's talk about you and the universe. See, identity is like a universe. It's complex and there's multiple galaxies to it. Just like our identity has different layers. It's full of obstacles, full of meteorites that could hit at every single moment. There are black holes that suck up everything in its path. Like those negative things that can happen to you that just overshadow all the positive things that have happened. But also, there are stars that emit light, stars that emit light like you emit your energy towards the world. There's plenty of planets of emotions, some livable, some not livable. But they're all part of the universe. Just like our feelings, our thoughts, our flaws are part of us. Because they might not make us perfect, but who cares? Because they make us complete. They make us grow, and they make you grow. We're not just a superficial character of some Netflix show. Our feelings are complex. Our thoughts are complex. It's like a life puzzle. A puzzle that you will keep trying to finish until the end of your days. We keep seeking for those pieces and those experiences. But guys, it all comes down to time. Give yourself time to puzzle things out. Give yourself time to pause. Knowing yourself is an active process. It's so okay not to be okay, not to feel okay, because it can only mean that you can grow more. And I know this is a hard time for all of us. It's hard for me too, because I got confronted with parts of my identity that I don't like, that I feel very, very bad with, but they're part of me. So I just have to accept it and control them. And you can do that too. So if you're left with your own thoughts right now and you're left with self-doubt, let me give you a challenge. Because I want to help you. I want to help you see that light inside you that is currently being overshadowed with self-doubt. Make a list of 5 things that you don't like about yourself. And then write 5 positive words next to it and scratch the negative words. Scratch it from your life and hold on to those positive words because they are what makes you feel happy. Positivity just paves a path for a better future. So please, please, never, ever, ever forget that the most beautiful thing that you can become is you. Thank you very much. Now time to drink some water.
Wow. It's I'm kind of like speechless because I've been taking down some notes while all of the speakers have been giving their talk, and I don't know, there's just this fire inside of me that's been lit up, and some of the things that I really loved about Cedric's speech is that he said to give yourself time to pause and know yourself, because it really is important for us to know who we are, and you know, it's okay to not be okay when you just really have to feel things. You're allowed to feel them because just like he said, we're all human. All right. So before we move on to our final speaker for the day, I would just like to encourage everyone again to please donate to UNICEF online. Again, donate online at donate.unicef.ph, because it would really help a lot of people who are, you know, unable here in the Philippines, because being a rural country, it's not really easy for us to get some help from other people. Again, that's donate.unicef.ph. So on a lighter note, let us now move on to our final speaker for the night. All the way from the United States of America. He is 20 years old and he has a dream of inspiring and moving the world through video. He is working on thinking through new ways to support the youth. He is a youth director. And, you know, during all this crazy that's happening in the world right now, and his admits is that he has graduated college at the age of 19. Wow, that's like, you're really young. And he is on a mission to go on 52 new adventures in 52 weeks. And he has been in 24 out of the 52 weeks so far. And he just released a community-oriented video on unity in quarantine from 50 people in 25 countries. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from USA, let us all come Mr. Rayma McClure.
All right. Let's see. What's up, guys? Like I was just introduced, my name is Ray McClure. I'm a 20-year-old filmmaker here in the USA, and I'm so honored to be speaking to you guys today. So when Levin came to me about doing this talk, I asked him, what's the most difficult topic out of the bunch to choose from? And he said, well, I guess that would be seeking discomfort during quarantine. No one wants to tackle that one. So I was like, crap. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to talk about, seeking discomfort during quarantine. And it was so funny to me because the topic that he picked out, it was something I had been thinking and wrestling with a lot at the beginning of this whole global pandemic. You see, before the pandemic, I was so used to stepping outside of my comfort zone through things like skydiving or booking a spontaneous trip to Tokyo, messing with strangers, whatever. But now I thought, what could I do? I was stuck inside, alone for that matter, I didn't live with anybody. How the heck could I continue to seek discomfort, push myself out of my comfort? This door keeps hitting. Can you stop? Sorry. Anyway, how the heck could I continue seeking discomfort, pushing myself out of my comfort zone, growing as a person? It seemed impossible. But honestly, I think I knew deep down inside that this was the perfect opportunity to tackle something that scared the hell out of me. Alone, stuck inside, no distractions. This was the perfect opportunity to have a real conversation with myself, which might sound mundane on the surface, but how often do we actually do that? No. How often do we avoid that? We surround ourselves by people so we don't have to be alone with our thoughts. When we are alone, what do? We turn on music, we look at our cell phone, we call someone, anything to avoid things being silent. Because if things are silent, we might actually be forced to have a conversation with ourselves. We might be forced to tackle problems in our lives that we've gotten so good at ignoring for years. I came to terms that this was the perfect opportunity here in quarantine to challenge myself to have a real conversation with me. I would sit down for an hour every day, close my eyes, and think through things in my life. Think through the feelings that I'd push down throughout the day, the problems I would ignore in my life, the words I was scared to say out loud. They would all come to the surface. And when they did, it was freeing. It was eye-opening. Some things that I came to terms with, this is me being real with you guys, was that I was lonely, which is kind of funny when you're having a conversation with yourself. Like, of course you're alone, but but for real, I was lonely. And it wasn't just because of quarantine. I had been feeling this way for a while, even before all this madness, simply because I was distant physically and emotionally with a lot of family of mine. Another big thing I tackled, this is me being real with myself, was I wasn't completely satisfied with the job that I had. I loved what I was doing, don't get me wrong, and I could have done it for years on end, youth director, but I didn't feel like it was where I was reaching my full potential as a person. You know, I've always had this passion for filmmaking, but always pushed it off because it's not a real job. You know, it's not something you can do full time. You can't make money that way. But this is me being real with myself. And I say these things so casually now, but when I first let those words leave my mouth and I was actually honest with myself for a minute, it was eye-opening. I'd never said these things before in my life. Never said I was lonely. Never said I wasn't satisfied with my job. I pushed these things down until those moments when I decided to be honest with myself and tell me, you know, you guys, for real, how do you expect to change in your life, change any of the problems or in your life? How do you expect them to be solved if you don't first have that real conversation with yourself? All change starts up here. And if you're upset with how your life is flowing, how the relationships in your world are, the job you're at, I don't know, the relationship you're in, how can you expect any of that to develop for the better if you can't even tell yourself flat out what the problems are? Now, I want you to know, okay, this isn't stuff that I'm just pulling out of my ass here with no real merit. After I came to terms with the problems in my life, you know, the loneliness, the job, it motivated me to fix them. This past Friday, I packed up all my belongings and I moved from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is way on the east coast of the United States. I jumped in my car, my dog, a friend of mine, all my stuff. I drove all the way to the other side of the country to Los Angeles, California, where I arrived just 3 days ago. And I did this crazy trip, this huge change in my life because of those real conversations I had with myself. I wanted to be close to my sister and her family so I could tackle that sense of loneliness I had been ignoring. I also moved so that I could leave the security of my job behind. in order to pursue my passions of filmmaking, to tackle this sense of unfulfillment. Go look at my name on YouTube, Raymond McClure. Anyway, these are crazy changes in my life that I initiated, but I couldn't be happier right now. And it's all because I sought discomfort by being real with myself, sitting down and asking myself, what do I really want in life? And I know it's terrifying to sit there alone and be real with yourself when all you do is lie to everyone around you about how you're doing, how you're feeling, what you want. But let me tell you, seeking discomfort, quarantine or not, doesn't start with jumping off an airplane, doesn't start with moving across the country. It can end there, and that's great. But where it starts is having a real, honest conversation with yourself. What do I want in life? How do I feel about the relationships around me? Am I working towards my goals in the best way possible? Ask those questions to yourself, honestly, and I promise you, it'll be life-changing. That's all I got for you guys. You can take it on back. I'll sit here and enjoy the rest of the show.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Another inspiring talk from Mr. Raymond McClure. You know what? I really had this sort of epiphany in my mind when I was listening to all of the speakers. And I started to, think for myself when Rima actually started saying, is this the job that I really want in life? Like, is this what I see myself in the future? And actually, my answer to that is no, because I really want to do things and that would inspire other people, just like our speakers right here. So, just like what they said, challenge yourself, because the change that you want in your life will start within you. Okay, so before we end this program, let us all please welcome again Mr. Really After Dark for just a short song so that we could do to keep us all entertained and have a good end to this program.
Okay. Hey, am I good? Am I muted or what? No, I think we're good. So yeah, man, listening to all those people, man, it's just jaw-dropping. It's inspiring. So this last song is just to sum it up everything, and this song is it's an old one, and the song is about being yourself, really. The song is called True Colors because you are beautiful as you are, and yeah, you are beautiful as you are. You should be yourself. You shouldn't be anyone for anyone. So I dedicate this song to all you guys, and I hope you guys stay true to your colors, do whatever you want to do, and yeah. You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all. The darkness inside of you can make you feel so small. I've seen your true colors shining through, seen your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them know your true colors are beautiful, oh, like a rainbow. So told you you're beautiful. Well, show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when last saw you laughing. When the world makes you crazy, taking all that you can bear. You've called my name, so I'll always be there. I've seen your true colors shining through. Seen your true colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show. Your true colors are beautiful, oh, like a rainbow, oh, oh, like a rainbow, no, no. I've seen your true colors shining through. Seen your true colors shining through. I've seen your true colors shining through. I've seen your true colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show. Your true colors are beautiful. Your true colors are beautiful. Your true colors are beautiful. You're a rainbow, oh. Alright, thank you guys so much. So by the way, before I end this, my debut single is coming out on June 11th. So if you guys want to follow me, you can go to my Instagram and you can pre-save it on Spotify. June 11th, everybody. Thank you guys and have a good one. I'll see you guys around.
Yay! Wow! Oh my God, this has been a really, really great experience, you guys. And to finally have a wrap on everything, I'd like to call on Miss Dale Legazpi to give some closing remarks. She is also one of the people behind this activity, and without her and Lev and everyone else, this would not be possible. Dale?
Hello, everyone. All right. It is inspiring to hear those messages from our speaker. Quarantine, indeed, is our time of healing. It is your healing time. I think the bottom line is we need to seek discomfort and confront our fears in our heads and in our hearts. But in order for us to really accomplish that, we need community. Community that shares the same heartbeat. Through this, we will be able to overcome challenges, and we will be able to live our lives to the fullest. It all begins in you, in us. We just wanted to thank you for joining this event. You have been so gracious with us, and you exceeded our expectation. Without you, there is no universe. Without you, there is no support. There is no community. So we just want to thank you, because without you, YesFam community wouldn't be this big and successful. Also, thanks to our authentic and inspiring speakers, Molly, Luke, Cedric, and Rima. You definitely inspired us. Each idea, each talk was an eye-opener that will definitely lead to a life-changing revelation, decisions, and experiences. We do hope that after this event, we will show more support to each other as we apply the things that we learned from the speakers. It is one thing that we got inspired, but it is another to act on it. Let us get connected. We are a network. The more links that we have, the more support that we have, the lesser chance for us to get sidetracked. Let us love one another as we seek discomfort during this pandemic. I dare you to say yes in finding your strangers. It is fun. It is doable. and I have found mine. And again, for the end time, thank you for your donations to UNICEF, and thank you for investing your time with us. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much to every single one of you who joined us this very passionate project. And this event would not have been possible without you guys here saying yes to this adventure. And on behalf of the YesFam Philippines, we would like to present an appreciation for inspiring the community by sharing their life stories during the YesFamTalks with the theme Quarantine Time of Healing on May 13, 2020 via Zoom. To Miss Molly Taylor, Luke Muir, Zedric Delbaki, and Mr. Rema McClure. Again, special thanks to our organizers, Levin Landingin, Dale Legazpi, and Chai Kim for everything that you guys have done to this community. And I know you have learned a lot of lessons tonight or day, this morning, wherever you are in the world. I know you have been inspired as well as much as we have. So thank you so much for joining us, and wish you all the best in life. So say yes to those adventures.